Good morning, everyone. This is your Professor David Britt coming to you today from Orvieto, Italy. Orvieto is a medium tier city here in the Umbria or central area of Italy, about an hour's train ride north of Rome as we continue to make our way from northern Italy down to the eternal city of Rome. Behind me is the Duomo here in Orvieto. They began building the Duomo in the 1200s, and it took them about 300 years to complete this building. So let me pan up so you can see the facade outside. Hang on. The exterior beauty of this building is matched only by the interior beauty. I couldn't shoot inside today, but it's just a lovely, lovely place. Let's talk about Module 2 discussion this week. Talks about context and purpose. Context and purpose. And what do those two things play in understanding and avoiding misunderstandings in communication? We continue our discussion on critical thinking. And so to make sure that you have clarity in what you're talking about, context and purpose, very, very important. So as you begin your discussion this week, I would ask you to make sure that you define those terms, context and purpose, first before you go into application. You're going to hear me say that every week. Define, then apply. Too often what happens is that people will begin talking about something. They will not be talking about the same thing or have the same definition of terms. And so then it'll cause an argument later, or could cause an argument later, when in fact, if I knew what your definition of something was, and you knew what mine was, we wouldn't necessarily have to agree, but at least we would know the position that the other person is taking based upon the definition that they are assuming. And so as you talk about context and purpose this week, make sure that you do that, make sure that you define those. And then as you're looking for research this week on this topic, make sure that you just don't look at context, purpose, because you may not find a whole lot in those areas. But if you talk about clarity, which is the goal, right? I mean, the reason that you want to have context, the reason that you want to have clear purpose in your communication is so that the communication is clear. And so the whole objective this week is not about context and purpose, it's about clarity. And so think about that as you're putting together your discussion board. I look forward to some of your comments, look forward to your examples that perhaps either emphasize some good clarity and then what happens when clarity just doesn't exist. Okay? I'm available this week, totally available. So if you need me, reach out. Chat with you soon. Take care.